Parental discretion is advised.
This week on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, we talk indie wrestling, Bray Wyatt's eerie debut, Money in the Bank this weekend, TNA and Sting's worth or lack thereof, and our love of babies and matches involving said babies. All that and more, Mayhem Show.
This edition of Wrestling Mayhem Show is brought to you by the International Wrestling Cartel. Check out the biggest tournament of the year, Super Indy 12 on DVD and digital download, and the upcoming Proving Ground show at IWCWrestling.com. Want to have your business or podcast featured on the show? Contact us at info@sorgatronmedia.com. Subject line, advertising.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time.
Hey, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. We're back again. It's episode 377, coming from the Mayhem Studios here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to talk wrestling, geek out about wrestling, have some fun, and maybe get a little weird like it did on Raw last night. With me in studio back again is, after a little bit of a hiatus, we'll talk about that, is Chachi at Chachi Says on the Twitters, insertcointobegin.com. How you doing, buddy? Yeah!
I'm here.
Is that what we're doing?
I guess.
I guess so. Also coming at us, fresh off of his vacation day in the Berg, hanging out, watching the furries, hanging out the Toonseum, watch his cousin buy really ridiculous shit. It's Bobby F. J. from Johnstown.
My cousin can legitimately become Iron Man.
Yes, he can.
It was fun times, Sorg. Fun times.
Axel, there's pictures up if you follow me on Facebooks or Twitters or Google Pluses. Also, fresh off of his maiden voyage as an indie wrestling commentating superstar, it's Eamon at Eamon2 Please from Corpus Christi, Texas, the commentator for the new Inspire Pro Wrestling. How you doing?
I'm distracted by the chat room. I'm doing good.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing great. I mean, yeah. No, don't show that.
That's
I don't think you can show that. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here on the Mayhem Show. I also want to point out that I really love that you initiated Bobby F. J. the same way you initiated me by taking him to see furries.
That's what happens. Everybody visits when the furries come to town. What do you want, you know?
Saw Raptor Jesus.
And Raptor Jesus.
I didn't get to see Raptor Jesus. I just got to see like a peacock and like a dog like spoon.
We saw a bear in the back alley. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, there's you don't ask questions about the bear in the back alley. Dutters went to a furry rave that night. That was fun. At least picture. It looked like it was fun at least. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's all he got.
Sorry, chat room. Gotta get rid of the chat room.
Coming at us from... Oh, his title was not fixed yet. It's Mad Mike from the Bronx, New York, who I'll be seeing here in just under 48 hours.
Yeah, Sorg and I are pulling an all-nighter.
Yeah, we're going to go get some glass on our face.
Yeah, and I'm going to drink mimosas till I vomit, and he catches it on the glass. Bam!
Yeah, I'll be heading up there taking the good old mega bus. We're going to be getting Google Glass up at the Google, I guess across the street from the Google headquarters up there in Chelsea Market, right? From the way it's looking. So Meg's going to be my wingman and help me out to make sure I don't get lost in New York City again.
Sorg will never return because I have a lamb mask.
I don't care if I return. I just don't want to lose a piece of technology I paid an obscene amount of money for.
You won't lose it. I'm just going to steal it from you and put a lamb mask on your head.
A lamb mask on my head and send me back.
Yes.
I don't know if they'll let me back on the Mega Bus with that. Guys, this is a Wrestling Mayhem Show where, again, we just love talking about wrestling. We're a bunch of fans. Some of us are doing a little bit of work or might have been formerly employed by WWE. But they're still fans regardless, right? You can listen to this show, check out more stuff, articles and such over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can hit us up on iTunes, Stitcher, Blip TV, Roku on your television via the Blip TV app on there and on YouTube. Video and audio versions. Please like us, send us to your friends, comment on it, all that kind of stuff. Please drop a line to our email address. We love getting fan mail. As you're going to see, we get into a lot of it here right at the top of the show at that address.
Good times.
That's good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can also drop a line with your voice box at 412-206 WMS0. That's 9670. You can also buy the app. It's
Good times.
$1.90. No, that's you're too late.
You will have good times if you buy the app, but
You will. There's direct links in there actually for the email address, for the Twitters, for all that kind of stuff. It's $1.99 iOS App Store and the Amazon Android App Store. And man, Mike's got it looking at right there. What do you got that on? What do you got? Oh, is that a tablet?
That is my iPad Mini.
Oh, it's an iPad Mini. There you go.
iPad Mini.
Your
And
tablet.
this works all the time, unlike the WWE app.
Exactly. It still crashes on my iPad, like hard. Every time I hit, but I was trying to type pass for Vicky Guerrero. I think that's why it kept crashing. I think so.
no one type pass for me.
You can also drop us a line on the social medias. You see it if you're on the video all night long for us individually, as well as at Mayhem Show, or we're on the Facebook. We got a fantastic Facebook group. Just look up Wrestling Mayhem Show on there, where a lot of our conversation is happening, and we're also against some wings over on Google Plus. So follow us there and get a quick post for all of the videos when those go up, guys.
And if you want to know why Eamon is distracted, you should come into chat room at live.sorgatron. I mean,
That's right.
Except not right now, because Orlando Jordan is really terrifying.
I will fix that immediately.
Live.sorgatronmedia.com every Tuesday night about 9 p.m. Eastern or so. We're usually hanging out, at least getting ready for the show. You can drop in the chat room, converse with us, and become really part of the show, or at least the distracting part that throws us off, as it has been here earlier. Gifts in the chat room are appreciated to some fashion, depending on what they are. I don't know if I appreciate that one. Guys, before we get into the part we always like to start with the fan mail, we have a message. Chachi has requested some time here on the show before we get going. What's going on, buddy?
Well, yeah, I haven't been here for the past 3-4 weeks.
Haven't noticed.
Yeah, I know, because the show flows.
Yeah.
And well, no, it's honest. It's honesty.
You have been listening.
The show flows well. I don't yell at Eamon every time he opens his mouth about indie wrestling. I don't yell at everyone else on the show. It's time for me to hang up the headphones. It's been fun. But I've accomplished all I can accomplish on the show. I've won Moment of the Year. I'm 2-time Host of the Year, co-host of the year. But it's coming to a point in my life where I can't. I don't know how you do it week in and week out. I can't stay up as late.
For 7.5
I know. I don't know how you do it. But I can't stay up this late anymore with my job. I need the ability to go to bed early if I have to for the next day. That and that's the funny thing about pro wrestling is there's always a time where you don't want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And
as they say, it's cyclical.
Right.
And so is your attention span.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just, I mean, sure, there's some people, and I'm not picking on you by any means, but Eamon, you, sir, watch more wrestling than anyone else I know. Regardless of if it's good or not, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't have that ability. I have to be captivated or I don't want to watch it. And so, like we were discussing, I am nothing but a distraction. Because I honestly haven't been watching all 3 hours of Raw. It started, I watched like the first 2 3-hour Raws, and then I tune in half hour late, then an hour late, and then not at all. And then randomly I'd pick it up and watch it. Even the pay-per-views. I haven't watched the last 2 pay-per-views. I'll go to the live events, but that's it. So it's just time for me to hang up the headphones. But I have enjoyed doing the show with you all. I consider you all great friends, regardless of the hard time I give you at all times. and I'll still be around every once in a while. Like, I'm sure I'll pop up. Yeah, well, who retires and actually stays retired in wrestling?
Okay, Ric Flair.
Right?
Of course.
So, that's all. So,
And as Let Kick TKO says on the chat room, he's going to world Chachi a slam sword through a laundry hamper.
There you go. Chachi is gone.
And that's
From
how
the
Laundry
Mayhem
Time was born.
Oh, gentlemen.
Yes.
On talking shit.
Where's Chachi's gold watch?
There you go. So there you go. Chachi's
Sorg must be
left.
pissed by the popping noise that we just did.
P-pops. P-pops.
Little bit of pop in there. Yeah.
Carrots and peas.
Thanks
carrots
for
and
that,
peas,
guys.
carrots and peas.
Thanks for that, guys. Well, with that, as we send Chachi off riding into the sunset, maybe sometime down the line, in the Attitude Era 2 or something, he'll come back around. But in the meantime, wish him well in his future endeavors. With that, let's get...
I think that gift could bring him back.
What's that?
I think that gift could bring him back.
What gift?
The Trish Stratus one.
The
The
gifts?
Trish Stratus one.
Here are the gifts. I'll just return for the gifts in the chat room.
It's
Yeah.
the
I
gift
was
that
going to say, is
keeps on
Chachi going to make a
giving.
run in the Indies? But of course he isn't.
Is he going to make a run at the Indies? With that, let's get it into the fan mail, guys. What do you got?
Well, we're missing someone else this week.
Yes, we are. We are DJ Lunchbox. I guess we should get to his email first. Give me 1 second to bring it up here. I'll take this one, guys.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or unless you want it, sir. I mean, I thought you had plenty to kind of deal
I'll
with,
fight
but
over the email.
I just kind of
It is
figured.
I got it right here, and it says,
It says...
Good evening, gentlemen.
Mhm.
I apologize for not being in attendance for tonight mayhemming, but I am unavoidably detained on an Indiana Jones-style adventure in the darkest catacombs deep beneath our dear city of steel and glass. In my absence, as always, I offer a few short talking points. Number 1. Has the power of Mark Henry's recent promos made us forget his less than stellar ring performances?
No.
Well, I think his general resurgence in the last couple years of kind of the baddest man in WWE has kind of done that.
I don't think he has bad matches.
I don't think he's had anything that was like, oh god, that's a bad match. It was like, kind of rough big man versus big man stuff we didn't care about. Has he really had bad matches though over the years?
Mark Henry can go.
I like his in-ring style.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, unless he's being the smiling Mark Henry comedy gimmick, I love heel Mark Henry. In the ring, he's like a monster like he should be.
Yeah.
If you didn't get enjoyment of him making John Cena flinch and then him just laughing last night, oh my god. But no, I think it's like what you said, Sorg, when he's put in the ring with, say, like The Big Show or Kane, and it doesn't mean anything, then yeah, it sucks. But, this has gravitas. This has, it has a meaning to it, and it makes it interesting, and and in turn, it makes the matches better.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see a Mark Henry Antonio Cesaro match, personally.
Oh man.
I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be fun. I don't care what anyone says. That's going to be a fun match.
Number 2.
Yes.
Who do you believe will be the first to shed blood in the Money in the Bank matches?
Ambrose.
No one.
I think it's going to be
yeah,
Lion
I'd say
Day.
no one.
If it does, it's going to be Hardweight, right?
It's going to be hard. It'll probably be a damn.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds good. Number 3. When typing MITB, does it make you think of MIB, those dashing and mysterious men in black? Sure. Why not?
No, not really.
Yes.
Yes?
Searching for a handle on a mullet. I can't help it.
Makes me
that
think
should
of
be the
noisy
stipulation
noisy
for the Money
crickets.
in the Bank. You just need to wear black suits. Number 4. Will this Daniel Bryan is excellent and successful in his wrestling endeavors business continue? Or will things fall apart as they are wont to be? That's okay. That's what it says. I don't know. I think it will. I don't think we're ever going to see Daniel Bryan be bad at wrestling.
Okay.
It's all about what they do to him.
Okay.
I still don't think we're going to see Daniel Bryan WWE champion this year, though.
You don't think
we're
so?
gonna see it. No. I want to see it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it would make the most logical sense, which means it's not going to happen.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And number 5, I think we can all agree that the Wyatt family is a little slice of fucking awesome. Just the best shit in the ages. My question to you, gents, is, what will they do with them? What is the most likely path that they will book into, or will they take a less likely path? Will they continue to be something different and fresh by the ghost of Jesse Ventura? I hope so. Oh, shit.
That's a
I really don't
conspiracy
know.
theory. He's not dead.
But yeah, to be perfectly honest, I don't know what's going to happen with the Wyatt family. I don't know. I feel like they're going to sort of go the way of the Shield and start sort of wrestling the mid-carders, building themselves up a bit, and then hopefully they'll get a big feud somewhere down the line.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
I
good
kind of
set
like
last night.
not knowing.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be definitely interesting. So he finishes with, that'll do it, gents. I want to give a special congrats to Eamon, that's me, for the big Inspire Pro debut, maybe the first show of many. Have a great show, Dr. Indiana Lunchbox.
Junior.
I apologize. There's a picture that was included as well.
Picture. Dead air.
Sorry, but yeah,
It's okay.
This is your.
We got another email from, let's see. We have one from a lady. A lady.
Ooh,
lady.
it's a lady.
Later.
I got my
Look at her.
Cavassier right here. Alright,
Anyone wanna read the lady?
I'm gonna read the lady because she deserves some class.
Okay.
Alright?
All right.
Then why are you?
Alright.
Then why are you reading it?
Because you're like school on Sunday.
You're the man that
you
posted
got
all
your
those
class.
gifs in the chat room.
Yeah, you posted.
Yes, and they are classy
That was your appreciation of women.
with emphasis on ass. Anyway.
There's a
I'm gonna-
request from the writer to read it in falsetto.
I'm gonna get all Betty Friedan up
Read
this
in
year.
falsetto.
This is gonna
Okay,
hurt. This is gonna hurt.
done.
Okay.
Yep, I apologize for popping.
Oh no.
Greetings, Wrestling Mayhem Show.
I bet this is exactly what she sounds like.
Everyone had a wonderful 4th of July, and that Mr. America left some cool presents under y'all's freedom trees.
Y'all.
Y'all's. When Triple H mentioned that Stephanie would have to deal with him at home before she made her gut check decision on Vicky, I assumed that he would, at the very least, be verbally, emotionally, and psychologically abusive toward her if she sided with Vince. I also assumed this meant he would shit his pants and wail constantly since he is basically a giant infant. What do you think he meant by that threat?
Well, we've discussed this before on the show. If you're a long-time listener, Triple H is a big fan of, just having around his house. It's just sort of a utility, a bag of oranges, a phone book here and there, just in case, something would ever require those two things. So yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah, that was a little threatening, wasn't it?
It was a little threatening.
is that a-
Hey, you
is
better
that a
sign
little,
with
like-
me or I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Is that a little lady demeaning though that happened there? I mean, really?
Yeah, that whole segment was.
Okay.
The
All
whole
right.
segment was just really awkward.
I guess
Like,
both
I
ways,
kept
right?
saying in the chat room that in the hangout last night that Vince was going to make Biggie bark like a dog, and she basically did.
Basically, yeah. It was kind of gross.
So, moving on with the email. If Christian is now Michael McGillicuddy, does this mean Curtis Axel is also Edge's brother? And if so, how awful will this spear be? Your ever loquacious now, leg kick TKO. Postscript, Ray Wyatt, fuck Baltimore for chanting Husky Harris. Ray Wyatt.
All right, and from the chat room, she says, "No more falsetto, please. Jesus, I have realized the errors of my way."
I'm
so
sorry.
that
I
experiment
ain't
has gone
pleased,
south.
goddammit.
I
And
thought
the
that was
question.
Mickey Mouse.
So yeah, if Christian's now,
Well, Mickey Mouse is falsetto. I mean, basically.
and so
Mario.
yeah, sure, Curtis Axel is Edge's brother. That kind of makes sense, right? We'll get in that, I think, in a second here. About
Well,
what
no,
happened.
I
All the
saw a
genes
gif online that Michael McGillicuddy's back, but in Christian form. So
All the
it
genes
was,
and none of the talent.
yeah. It had the picture of Bart Simpson with Milhouse and his outpods.
Give Christian the Michael McGillicuddy name, but bring back the sparkly curtain that he used to have with sparklers.
Okay. All right, we got one here from Matt Carlins. Hey, Mayhammers, got this in about last night's Raw. As you know, I work in the mainstream media. I'm a TV news producer. Watching WWE programming is fascinating to me. It's so complex. I often wonder how their production team makes it look so easy. But it's not easy. Sorry, trying to make this link work. Uh-oh. And neither is email scouting in here. But it's not easy. Last night, I'm sure you all spotted Michael McGillicuddy's graphic during Christian's entrance. I'm pretty understanding about WWE production errors, but this boggles my mind. How did it get up there? Did someone type in the wrong number or code? Why wasn't it caught in a preview monitor before it got on air? Why was it still on whatever computer or server that was being used? Why not remove or delete it after Curtis Axel debuted? So many questions, but in live TV, it's only a matter of time before something bad happens. Guess it's as simple as that. Have a great show. Your mainstream media conscience, Matt Carlins. Mike, you look like you have something to say as a former WWE employee.
I actually do. Seeing that I've actually worked with the WWE database, they keep everything.
They do. And it's understanding. I mean, you got to think about like that is a graphic art thing that they have underneath there. Did the video play too?
No,
I don't remember.
It was just that graphic underneath.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I've seen this. If you've been to a live show, you notice that the graphic and the video and the music don't all hit at the same time.
Nope, they don't. It's like you have it in the created entrance on the video games.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I mean it is like the music, the entrance video, and the little title card all come on at different times.
Yeah, it really feels like there's somebody in the back going like spider webbing. I mean, they have a different person on each one. Just kind of I kind of picture something like I do here. Like I have a camera switch here, I got a camera switch here, and I got an audio knob here. And at some point, I have to hit all three things at the same time for that entrance to work. Right? I mean, that, again, not being in that side of that production, I wonder what kind of system they're using to do something. I mean, that's definitely beyond, I think, anything any of us are really dealing with, even local mainstream media or anything. It's got to be a custom kind of system, you know?
Sorg, I have a kayfabe reason for this.
Okay.
The management of Raw had just taken place. So really, this was on Brad Maddox.
This is the first botch on Brad Maddox's clock or watch.
He's doing great. Yep. He's doing great, guys. He's the best GM ever. Seriously.
He is Sin Maddox.
Well, we should get a little bit more into that one a little bit later, but
we will.
Bobby F. J. Town, do you want to do our replacement for the big PPC?
That's large shoes to fill, but I will try my best.
You've done this before, right? You've had a go at this, right?
Those are large Russian shoes to fill.
Hopefully I won't mess it up like Vladimir Kozlov's hashtags. But here we go.
What?
Hey, it's me, it's Fan of the Year at the Big PPC. What's the deal, Mayhem Crew?
Whoa. Sorry about that. Sorry about the music was ready. Mike, you're going to be muted for a moment. This is what I want from you, Bobby. I want some preparedness. I want the ethnicity to come out. I'm sure you're Russian in there somewhere, right? I want to, in the back of your throat. Feel the Russian in the back of your throat, okay?
And Bobby, I don't mean to throw you off at all, but in the intro, you kind of sound like Roger from American Dad.
All right, now I got the music together. Get your feel, and let's see what you got.
Hey, it's me, it's Fan of the Year at the Big PPC. What's the deal, Mayhem Crew? Wyatt family debut attack Kane. Fantastic promos as well. Punk, D-Bry, and other in All-Star Money in the Bank look like to be on fire and will have great match at Money in the Bank. I hope Brian or RVD win personally, or anyone but Orton. Haha, I agree with that. So other Money in the Bank match with Sandow, Rhodes, Cesaro, Swagger, Barrett, Fandango, and Ambrose. Wow! What a match, loving it! So really can't go wrong here, but Ambrose, Cesaro, Barrett, my favorite to win. Henry to kill Cena, that's what he does. I hope. Ziggs versus Del Rio, hope Ziggs gets it back. So, this week's question, if you could make an 8-man Dream Money in the Bank match with any past or present wrestler, who would it be and who wins? And then he goes on to say, Bret Hart, Jericho, Edge, Christian, Lance Storm, Benoit, or he should not be named, Owen Hart, and Pete Williams, and Owen would win the first ever All-Canadian Money in the Bank match. Till next time, it's me, it's Big PPC. Fucking be well, Mayhem crew.
That's awesome.
Sent from my iPhone.
And we got you back there, Mad Mike, right? Oh, no, that's Wheels, but you're around.
That's Wheels.
Am I back?
There you are. There you are. Sorry about that. So
Bobby, you need more Russian in your Russian.
A little bit. I want you to practice in front of the mirror at least twice a week.
I tried. I got it. As I went on, I got it.
You keep drinking vodka until you sound more Russian.
That's right.
I don't.
So, to the question, which was, if you could make an 8-man Dream Money in the Bank with any past or present wrestlers, who would it be and who wins? Does anybody have one together in their heads?
This is not a question I'm prepared to have an answer for.
Exactly.
Off the top of your head, like, I want to
say, just WWE.
Just WWE? I mean, but it can be past or present WWE, right?
Okay.
So, because I'm thinking I think you definitely get Jeff Hardy, WWE Jeff Hardy, not weird, whatever the hell's going on now, Jeff Hardy. I would even throw Matt in there just for the hell of it. Give me a V1.
Why
era.
not?
V1 era, right? The Mattitude era. I'm okay with that. I was a big fan of the Mattitude era. I think RVD gets in there. CM Punk, sure. Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Shelton Benjamin. Let's throw Kofi in there. What am I up to? 5?
I'd throw Mr. Anderson in there. Or Mr. Kennedy.
I'm iffy on Anderson. I'm iffy on Anderson
because
myself.
Anderson's pretty horrible.
He's not that bad. But
He was good money.
He's very bad. I'm sorry.
I don't think of him as that kind of guy. You throw Edge in there. Why not? Christian just fits just because. And then let's make it that both that they're in tag team mode. Okay.
I got one.
What's that?
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, he was going to be.
I wasn't going back that far, but that
kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I got mine. All right. The only requirement for this is you must never have won a world title.
Okay.
Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
Piper.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Henry. Because you need a big man in a ladder match.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston and Shelton Benjamin. Boom.
I like that. Can I put an addendum to that? I would throw in Mr. Perfect. Again, past or present, right? And yeah, that's probably all I throw in at that point.
Superfly.
That makes sense. For sure. Anybody else?
Superfly, all he would do is just do one jump off the ladder.
It's a different era, I know, but still, it makes sense, right? If you're kind of pulling from that era. So, all right. Anything else for that one?
Nope.
All right, real quick, we got one last one from Zero. Right? I think it's been a while, guys. Right? Wrestling Revolution says, I'm not one to be emailing much, but there was just no way I could do it today for Raw. Made me mark out not once, but twice. First, seeing how the McMahon family separation was in full effect during Vicky's segment was amazing. I can't freaking wait for a WWE Civil War between entertainment versus business. Did you notice that, guys? Did you notice that? That was kind of fun.
I can do anything but that.
I know, man. I think that could be fun. Second, you likely know, guys, we know that the business is hottest when they do this kind of shit, right?
Oh yeah, because everyone really loved that McMahon.
When's the last time they've done it? Seriously.
They do it all the time in pro wrestling.
It was like 2 years ago at this point, right?
Okay, and the entire year Vicky's been in charge.
Oh, but not really. That's been quiet. Second, you likely know that it was about the Wyatt family's debut. Can't remember the last time a debut was so beautifully crafted since Jericho's first or second debuts. Just the way that Bray was walking in darkness with a Broken Out in Love playing was just perfect. I would have wished for the Dragon to come and help out Kane and for Bray to dance with Dragon, but oh well. Lastly, since we do have Money in the Bank this Sunday, I want to use the opposite momentum science, that's in quotes, opposite momentum science, to predict the winners. OM says that if you're on top on the last show before the pay-per-view, you're likely to lose. So, Cena over Henry, Jericho versus Ryback over Jericho. Technically, the Usos over Shield, but since it's pre-show, LM Science may work differently. I'm guessing SmackDown fixes this one. AJ versus Caitlyn, it goes to AJ. Del Rio Ziggler goes to Del Rio. Money in the Bank, anybody but Daniel Bryan, apparently. The other Money in the Bank, likely Fandango. I screwed up that delivery.
All right, you guys, he's been reduced to a Pokemon at this point, right?
A little bit.
I'm quoting my source. I believe that was Brandon Stroud. But
this may change in SmackDown, so don't go to the bookies just yet. What are you guys' pick'ems for Sunday? Later's Mayhem 0 out. I think we're going to cover this in a roundtable, right, guys?
I think so.
We will.
Yes.
But thank you for your picks. And with that, I want to go check in with what's going on. Pittsburgh on video. Pleased to have them carry us. So go check that out, and we'll be right back with more Mayhem.
Hi, guys. DJ Lunchbox, the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and I want to talk to you about PittsburghOnVideo.org. It is the place to be for all things Pittsburgh related on video. You can find lots and lots of videos from Sorgatron Media, as well as many, many other people, all based out of Pittsburgh. It's a fantastic place to be. We love the city. You love the city, and if you don't, you will. PittsburghOnVideo.org. Check it out.
Thank you, Ghost of DJ Lunchbox. And now it's time for a little segment that we like to call the Indie Minute. I almost said remember when, but I saved myself. The Indie Minute, folks. It is time to talk about independent professional wrestling, and the first thing that I want to talk about is the crazy stuff that's going on over in Ring of Honor wrestling right now. A lot of controversy, a lot of unknown happening. Jay Briscoe apparently stripped of the Ring of Honor World Championship because of injured his shoulder. But there's also a rumor that the Briscoes may be going to WWE.
Yeah, I heard he was gone.
Something's happening.
I thought he was gone.
I really don't know. I personally do not believe that's happening, but that's just my opinion. But Ring of Honor announced that they had stripped Jay Briscoe of the championship, and now they're going to be having a tournament to crown their crown their new Ring of Honor champion.
Okay.
It's going to be an interesting tournament. They have tons of names on the Ring of Honor roster, but they're also bringing in a lot of names, which I find really interesting. They have people like Brian Kendrick, Paul London.
Wow.
They recently announced Sanjay Dutt, of all people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just interesting names. And I like that it's not exclusively just Ring of Honor talent, because it provides some intrigue. It provides some, a different feel to it all. So I think that's going to be interesting to see how that develops. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's cool. I don't know what's going on with the Jay thing. I think it's kind of crappy that this keeps happening in Ring of Honor, but there's probably a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of us noticed Rhett Titus popped up in the background on WWE Raw last night, so I wonder how that's going to go with people.
Rhett Titus doing better off than Kenny King right now.
There you go. I mean, considering how much they loved when Kenny King just kind of took off for TNA out of nowhere, holding a title, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think they were champions, yeah. So, I mean, that's something's up with Ring of Honor right now. It's a shame because I think they got in a good discussion on both on the Facebook and on this pro wrestling group I've been talking with on Google Plus. Yes, I've been cheating on you guys. Like some people think like that Ring of Honor is being buried. Sinclair's not supporting them enough, but I think their exposure has been great. So
I personally think so. I think there's a couple other factors that may be causing some problems, but
yes.
I want to see how it develops. Hopefully, stuff will get better, and maybe this tournament and maybe, getting someone new with that championship will sort of reinvigorate things.
Exactly.
So that's what's happening in Ring of Honor. You can go to rhwrestling.com for more information on that. And talking about shows going on in the Pittsburgh area this weekend, RWA has their event Resurrection 4 this weekend on the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we have someone to talk about it briefly, possibly in 6 seconds.
30
15.
seconds.
I think it's 15, sir. I think
Is
it's
it 15? I don't know how tout works.
Nobody does.
We'll submitted to let us know what's going on for Resurrection this weekend.
Hey everybody, it's Hot Wheels from RWA and the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Catch RWA Resurrection 4 this Saturday. For more information, go to rwalive.com.
There you go. I told him, pitch me the show.
Folks, guess what?
Oh, wait,
it's Tuesday.
It's still playing. It's still
That
playing.
means the
Oh, I forgot
Wrestling
it keeps
Mayhem
playing
Show.
all the rest of them.
Tuesday. It is Tuesday.
It's a tout explosion.
It is a explosion.
It is Tuesday.
I think
So go
that
check
was
out-
the one that we played from him last week.
Yeah. And I'm kind of glad we didn't keep it going because I remember
Yeah.
how that
Proof
one
as to
went.
why tout is the
Exactly.
worst website on the internet.
I have
there are
a
way
quick question regarding RWA.
There are way worse websites on the internet.
Yes, what's
yeah,
that,
I
Bobby?
just thought of that. I'm like,
I have a quick question regarding RWA Resurrection 4.
Yes.
Will Velociraptor Jesus be attending Resurrection 4?
I don't know if they booked him or not because they are looking for a
They
new heavyweight
should.
champion. So maybe he'll be in
I gotta
whatever.
say, Velociraptor Jesus, he draws in the crowds, man.
There you go. There you go. Book it, Feel Bad. Book it.
Yeah,
So,
fucking
RWALive.com. We're going to be there. Sorgatron Media filming that. Hey, like I said, the last DVD with the fans bring the weapons match was insane. So go check that out as well over on the store. So yeah.
yeah, definitely. Speaking of also things coming up in the Pittsburgh area, I think people should take note of an event happening for IWC Wrestling coming up next weekend on the 20th. And that's an event called Proving Grounds. It's the second Proving Grounds event for the International Wrestling Cartel. Sorg, you were at the inception of the Proving Grounds concept.
Yes.
What can people expect from this?
I like it again as we continue to say with IWC. It's at the top of the show, brought to you by them because I believed in them for a while, or else I wouldn't work with them. But it's really cool because you get to see a lot of faces, whether it be people from their training academy getting their first kind of shot in the ring, or people that maybe you've seen in other places, or maybe have never heard about. It's a great sampling of guys. Like I can think of guys like I think Mike Rain came from the show last year. I think I can't remember his name.
Someone like a Keith Hott, maybe.
Somebody like a Keith Hott showed up, and now he's a tag team champion with them.
With Colin Delaney.
Alex Reynolds has popped up, and he's doing real cool stuff out on the East Coast. And he's been to a few shows over the year. Colin Delaney. I don't think he popped up last year.
Well, no. I mean, Colin Delaney teaming with Keith Hott.
Oh yes, of course. So once again, it looks like a great collection. Again, I'm looking at it. I see a lot of faces. I have no idea what to expect. No idea. And literally, there was only one match that disappointed me last year on the card. One match out of all those new faces. So with that, cool. And I think they know how to book them over there in IWC. I'm looking forward to it. And already I'm seeing a couple names pop up there from the Pittsburgh area that are like, ooh, that could be interesting. That maybe at least I haven't seen step foot in IWC. So I kind of like when they shake things up like they do, and this is a really good shake things up kind of show. For a local promotion, and I hope this is a concept. Like I'd love to see, Eamon. I think this would be a great thing for promotions down your way to be doing with this Proving Grounds concept. I don't know how many training schools they can draw from like this, but I think it's a great spot instead of kind of trickling in your talent, through the year. I'd just be like, boom, here's our new guys. Here's everybody we think are ready this year, and especially when they get a nice flow of people going through that school, I think it's great,
Yeah, definitely in a sense of throwing into the deep end and seeing if they sink or swim. And, I think, you'll find, some people that the fans are going to really adore and they're going to love. And like you said, I love the concept of it. I love the concept of giving new people a chance. And like you said, it's easier. I think it's better doing it that way than, just sort of giving a guy a match on a show.
Yeah.
Sort of in a place.
And there's, I got to say real quick, though, also, there's a couple of names that have popped up that have already interested me. Some like this RJ City guy who apparently he does work with the Disney Channel, like legit. From what I saw,
Big time Disney Channel guy.
I'm still piecing this guy together, and he's like, he goes on and go to IWCWrestling.com, go to that first thing where they have all the faces, and there's a video up there with him talking. It's because he talks about he comes out and kind of like the business versus entertainment we were talking earlier with WWE. He comes out and says, "I'm an entertainer. I'm going to entertain you. I shouldn't even have to prove myself here." And this guy did a minute 17 promo that captivated me the first time I saw it. And you know how hard I am on indie promos, guys. This guy knows exactly what he wants to say in the right amount of time, and I'm like, I can't wait to see what he does in the ring. So, excellent stuff.
Very cool. So you can go check them out and get your tickets for that event at IWCWrestling.com. That event is next weekend in White Oak, PA. So go check
much
that out.
Good stuff. Can I throw out, I don't think it's on your list here, but VOW Wrestling was this past weekend, as well as a KSWA show. So a lot of wrestling. And the week before that, PWX actually...
What are you, Texas?
Jeez, man, we have like 5 promotions going on now, like concurrently. It's amazing. If you're in Pittsburgh and you're like, I don't know where to see wrestling, you're not freaking looking hard enough. So let's say VOW was like in town, not in Union City or something like that. They were in town at the Irish Center. It was like Devon Dudley, Robbie E, and that Tessmacher chick from TNA, and a lot of great faces that are friends with.
That one that does the thing with her butt.
The one with the butt chick, right?
There are a lot of them that do the thing with the butt.
Had those 3, plus a lot of faces mixing it up that are usually in separate promotions around town. So it's always great to see those guys. So I want to shout at them. Look up Vicious Outcast Wrestling on Facebook for that. I don't know if they've released their DVD of their shows yet. I can't wait to see how they come out. I've been anticipating that for a few months now. And like I say, KSWA did. I mean, they did like a community fair, I think, kind of show. Friend of the show, Johnny Axe, of course, is involved with them. I think Lord Zoltan's with them a lot. And like I said, the week before, you got PWX down at McKeesport had freaking Jerry Jarrett in. Now, I don't know how many people are excited about Jerry Jarrett in Pittsburgh, but still, that's kind of a pretty cool something different going on. So I love this idea that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 promotions. And doing something, I think every one of them is doing something wildly different, whether it be with TV or the kind of matches or the kind of people they have coming in. And I'm really, really excited right now about what the scene looks like here in Pittsburgh right now. I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, indie wrestling's dead." Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Again, just look up wrestling. There's wrestling last weekend, the weekend before it. There's wrestling this next weekend, the weekend after that. I don't even know what the other 3 promotions are doing after that. So again, just, it's in town. It's just out of town. You can find this stuff. Go support it, please. So I'm getting off my soapbox and stopping to hijack your segment here.
No problem. So yeah, that's going to be awesome stuff. Stuff in the Pittsburgh area. And the last thing I want to talk about, because I am going to self-promote this shit all I can, this past weekend was the debut show in Austin, Texas for Inspire Pro. I had the pleasure of being a part of that event as the play-by-play commentator for that event. It was pretty spectacular. It was really, really amazing to be a part of.
No partialness there.
No partialness.
As if I should talk.
Well, yeah. To be entirely honest, I've never felt so much satisfaction and gratification from doing something, and it was an amazing time. The show top to bottom was amazing. The talent, we had a lot of talent that hasn't wrestled in the Austin, Texas area before. that really did get a chance to showcase themselves and, present themselves in front of a new audience, and the audience ate them up. There wasn't a bad match on the card. A lot of people really, really impressed and showed what they can do, and it was just a fun time. And, great wrestling, beautiful building. Just everything ran very, very smoothly. We had some minor technical problems, but I think it's something that we're definitely going to work out and improve from and get better. I seriously just need to thank guys like Josh Montgomery, guys like Biss, friend of the show, Justin Bissnet, and guys like Max Meehan, who really, put this company together, gave me an opportunity to be a part of it, and they run an amazing ship. And they know how to motivate people, and they know how to get the best out of all their employees. Mm-hmm. And I think they are a team that is going to put on some really, really awesome stuff. And I think, they're ones to look out for. Mm-hmm. I definitely have to thank the person that commentated most of the show with me for that event, another friend of the show, Miss Rachel Summerlin. Thank you very much for helping guide me through it and made me look good. And it was awesome working with her. She was awesome. Very, very talented, just so helpful and very, very, like I said, very motivating. I think that was the key from this entire crew. Also, even our current Inspire Pro CEO. Greg Simons, absolutely amazing guy. He was he frequented the Texas area a lot. He recently retired from wrestling in 2011, but still wants to be part of the scene. Still wants to see these people grow and still wants to give his knowledge. And the advice he gave to me, I really took into account, and I really appreciate all the kind words that he gave me. He was he joined me and Rachel for the main event, which was amazing. The man is awesome, and I cannot wait to continue to work with him. Speaking of the main event, the awesome match between ACH Davey Vega and the Austin, Texas debut of one Kentucky gentleman, Chuck Taylor, was absolutely amazing. Davey Vega picked up the victory. He's moving on to an eventual three-way somewhere down the line to crown our first Inspire Pro champion. A man will eventually join him in that three-way match, and we'll find out one of those men at our next show with the main event of One Man Mike Dell, Bolt Brady, and JoJo Bravo in a three-way match. The winner joins Vega and another person to crown the first champion. Our next event is September 1st, back at the Marchesa Hall and Theater. It was originally scheduled to be August 4th, but there was a venue conflict, and we are going to be holding the event on Labor Day weekend, which should be very awesome. It is a long time, but it's really almost a benefit in disguise because it's going to give us more time to prepare, get us, sort of more ready. And we're going to give for those that thought our first show was great, you're gonna be really excited for our second show. We're going to bust out a lot more cool stuff. We're going to do a lot of different stuff, and we are excited to, continue growing and continue, growing in front of all the great Austin, Texas fans. So.
There you go. There's a picture of you with Rachel and who else is there?
And one Brooklyn's finest, AJ Summers, who joined me for the first match of the show.
Awesome.
And videos are going to be coming out soon. We actually are not producing DVDs for this event. All of our stuff will be online through various mediums, including everything from our first show we're actually giving out for free. That's our gift to the fans out there. And I'm excited to watch it to see how I did.
I'm glad that I dedicated to buying a DVD or video on demand, and then they did this.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to review it on our site. I'm going to review the whole show on our site.
There you go.
I would love that. I would love that. Because, and like I said, once the video does come out, if you're out there, please give me feedback because I need it. Those people, I got a lot of kind words at the show, but I really feel like those people made me look good. I work with some really awesome people. So,
it's your main voice, sir. So it's all up from here, right? So
it's got to be. But yeah, I'm absolutely excited to see what Inspire Pro is going to do. I think we're building to some great stuff, and it's another great promotion in Texas that's going to, I think, really take the scene by storm. So. Definitely go check us out, inspireprowrestling.blogspot.com, facebook.com/inspireprowrestling, Twitter at inspireprowres. There's going to be more info. There's going to be promos. There's going to be stuff for you to keep up to date with everything Inspire. And I hope that you do, because that would make me happy.
Will do.
And that, my friends, is the Indie Minute for this week.
Thank you for a very thorough Indie Minute this week. With that, we're going to hop over, check out what's going on in the Mayhem Show Gold, take a little peek at what happened last month in Super Indie. And, of course, all that in RWA that I talked about before, all over sorgatronmedia.com/store. But go check them out, iwcwrestling.com, rwalive.com. Great stuff happening in Pittsburgh, amongst so much. We'll be back with Remember When.
See Roomba is Aziz Ansari's characters. Roomba with a Apple iPod
Okay.
with a speaker on it on top of the Roomba.
Okay, that makes sense. I remember that. That's a... Oh, wait, I can't do a Remember When of what's your favorite baby-related match. It's a shame. Got,
Mad Mike keeps putting inappropriate pictures in the chat room.
well, I think
There's kids in the chat room, Mike.
Yeah,
It's a gift night.
What the fuck, oh my god, I feel like something is wrong with me. The voices in my head, they are really starting to bother me, haunting me. Every step I take, I know they ought to me. They tell me try to kill them, but I know that they are taunting me. Afraid of what I might do if I lose the concentration. End up in a position of a crowman who's masturbating. I'ma fuck myself, figuratively, literally, cause I couldn't make the decision that was given to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for that segment we like to do every week. Remember When? This week on Remember When, of course, we have Money in the Bank coming up this weekend. A big double ladder match kind of situation there. The ladder match has kind of become a staple over the years. Maybe it's done a little too much these days in the long run, right? We're always putting something at the top of a ladder, whether it be there or in TNA or in the Indies. But still, it's always a favorite because when you get hardware involved like that. So I thought it'd be good to broaden that scope a little bit and ask, what is your favorite ladder or ladder-related or involved match? So, bringing it out maybe a little bit more. Mike, do you have one?
Actually, I didn't think you'd go to me first, but I can. Actually, my favorite ladder match, TLC 3. It's the forgotten one they did on SmackDown.
Okay.
And that they can't show anymore because a certain somebody won the match.
Oh.
Stevie Richards.
But
Stevie
Richards won the match. Chris Benoit, you know that guy. He won the match, but it was really, really good because I loved the team of him and Jericho. And it was nice to see them actually, do well in a ladder match. And for SmackDown, that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
To get a TLT match.
For sure. What about you, Eamon?
This one is like a semi-remember when. I remember a couple years ago, it was a good while ago, when they released the first ever ladder match DVD, which was an awesome DVD, and you should definitely buy it. I only released the second one, but the first one's really awesome. And one of my favorite matches on there, and I'm going to count it because if I watched wrestling like a couple years before, I would have seen it. It was a match from WCW in 2000 at the 2000 Starrcade. It was the opening match, 3 count, versus the Young Dragons versus Evan Courageous and Jamie Noble.
Yes.
Oh, and I say that, but it wasn't a 3-way tag ladder match. It was a 6-way match for the Cruiserweight title shot. Mm-hmm. And Shane Helms and Shannon Moore both pulled down the contract at the same time. And it's a fun little match, and it showed that, even though in WCW's most horrible, disgusting times, there was some fun stuff. And it was cool, and they did a lot of crazy stuff with ladders. And Chavo Guerrero's pretty decent on commentary, and Leia Meow's out there in, Dominatrix gear, which that's cool. That's...
You forgot the biggest thing about that match.
Mm-hmm.
Tank Abbott in a 3-count tank top.
That's actually
with holes cut out for his nipples.
That's actually a very different match. It's a ladder match, but it's not the same match because 3 count was sort of splintered off at that point. But yeah, that one too, because Tank Abbott being a dancing dude, it's amazing. So yeah, Bobby, what's yours?
Mine is an oldie but a goodie. I'm going way back. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon
Nice.
for the fake and real Intercontinental title. I can't remember. Was it WrestleMania? One of the WrestleManias.
WrestleMania 10.
Okay. One of my favorite all-time ladder matches when I was a kid. I loved that match. I think that's on that ladder match DVD too. Is one of the first ones. But yeah, I love that match. It's to this day. So
Awesome. And I gotta go with WrestleMania. I had to pull up to remember which one. WrestleMania X7. It was the culmination of the ladder matches and the TLCs. The three-way, of course, Edge and Christian against the Dudleys against the Hardys. And I remember that specifically, and I think that's the one where everybody's third member got involved, Lita, Rhino, and Spike. And just that scene at the end, because I believe that's the one where they built the bridge from ladder to ladder, and you had Edge and Christian like standing on them, holding the belts up at the end.
No,
That was actually the one before.
Is it
that
the one
was
before?
the year before.
I swear.
Yeah, this year was the one that Jeff Hardy got speared off the speared while holding the championships on the little.
Did they have a three-way ladder match the year before?
They had a
did.
triangle ladder match.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking. Then I'm sorry.
Well, no. X7 is the one that had Lita, Spike, and
run-ins.
Rhino. Because after rewatching it, like years after the fact, there was a really funny JR audio quote that I always remember from that match.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Lita comes running out. She had just been taken out by Edge and Christian like the week before or something like that. And Edge was climbing the ladder. He was going to get the belt.
Yeah.
And JR was very stilted in his delivery in this, and it just made me laugh so hard that I had to rewind it to make sure I heard it. He said, "Lita jerking Edge off the ladder."
I remember that.
Like, there was that pause in between off and the ladder, and I lost it because I bet she probably did that after the match too.
Aw. So, hey, with that, I just think, but yeah, I mean, they all kind of messed together in my head a little bit, but always kind of the highlight, right? So, all right, with that,
And
yes.
from the chat room, Indie Chick said she liked the 4-way Armageddon, where Joey Mercury became faceplate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it was Eminem. I want to say Eddie and Tajiri.
No,
the Bashams.
It was no. It was you're thinking way a couple years before. It's Eminem, the Hardys, Paul London and Brian Kendrick, and William Regal and Dave Taylor.
Oh wow.
Oh wow! That all right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and they did a cool thing where Regal and Taylor were afraid to climb the ladders, and I really enjoyed that match.
I slightly remember that match.
It was a weird, I think it's like a pay-per-view I skipped, and then I heard what happened. I'm like, oh my god, why did I miss this one? You know, because it was one of those things where the Hardys came back, and I thought it was kind of flat the whole return. We just wasn't into it, you know. It was like, oh, great.
It was 2006.
Oh, great, they're gonna have them do this again! Yay! That was my feeling on it at the time. But is that on Ladder Match 2? But does anybody know?
I think it's on Ladder Match 1.
It is? Okay. Because I know that, I think they have Ladder Match 2 on Netflix right now. So we want to try to get that
Both
one.
are good buys.
What's that?
Or faceplate.
Both are good buys.
Exactly. With that, let's get into Money in the Bank then. I mean, the ladder match in question, right? So we got two to look forward to. We got the All-Stars and we got the World Heavyweight Championship stuff with the potentially next generation of people with this. Are you more? Well, here's the first question: are you more excited about the All-Stars or the up-and-comers?
Up-and-comers.
I mean, really, that's why we want.
It's all heels.
It is. I did notice that when they got everybody together, right? But
It's all heels. That's gonna be fun.
But how many faces are in the All-Stars?
They're all faces.
They are all faces, aren't they? Because I got
Well, all right.
I'm like,
I have a question before we do any kind of predictions.
yeah.
Do we think Kane is going to actually be in the match? Because
That's what I was
Looking
thinking too.
looking by WWE.com, their doctor's assessment of Kane, it doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm.
And is someone going to replace him? And is that someone going to be Bray Wyatt?
And I also add there was the dream lineup question earlier. The dream lineup over on WWE's site. Oh wait, it moved. This is kind of a weird one. It's Mick Foley, Hogan, Steve Austin, Ultimate Warrior, Mr. Perfect, and Bruno Sammartino.
That is a horrible lineup.
Like,
sure.
Like 4 of those make sense.
Not even 4.
Yeah.
Not even 4 of them.
Yeah,
Hulk
I want
Hogan
to see
would hurt
Hulk
his
Hogan
back
in a
and then
ladder
whine
match.
about it.
Because Kevin Nash in a ladder match did amazing.
So, what do you think about the All-Stars match? Who do you think is going to step up in this one?
As much as I agree with Ciro about the whole like reverse thing, where if you look good on the go home show, you're gonna suck on the main show.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing it any other way than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Like nothing else. No one else in that matchup needs it.
Yeah. I think it would be boring if they did a Sheamus. RVD, he's back. Please let him do something else. Do they really have the faith to have him do Money in the Bank again after what happened last time?
Don't even get me started again.
Exactly. What's up?
I want to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I think it's Randy Orton.
If it's Randy Orton, I will mail that figure back to AJ.
You need to mail it back to AJ with a letter that says on it cashing in.
I do feel like I gotta see what Mike's saying, because I feel like they're trying to do a thing where, like, oh look, Randy Orton can have good matches too. Like, maybe they are. I don't know.
Because he's been losing a lot lately too.
Mm-hmm.
He lost to Punk. He lost to Bryan. Lost to Kane, technically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to be wrong. I've never wanted to be more wrong about anything in my life, and that's even when I have to question if someone is a female. I want to be wrong about this. Wow. But I don't know. I just think it's going to be Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And if it's Randy Orton, the next night on Raw, I will jump the guardrail and steal the briefcase from him. Out of nowhere.
I would love to see that. Just because of what would happen.
Oh my God, it's Mike! Oh my God! Yeah.
My God, King, he's catching it in. And JR will be there for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Because shouldn't he be? All right, then the World Heavyweight Champions won. I don't think we're going to see... Wow. Who gets stepped up on this one?
I have a theory.
Okay.
I watched the backstage, what do they call that? The video they put out on YouTube.
Backstage Fallout?
Backstage Fallout, yeah.
Backstage Fallout.
I watched that today, and they interviewed all the contestants in the Money in the Bank.
Okay.
The 2 that stood out to me, the 3 that stood out to me, I know everybody wants it to be Cesaro. I don't think it's going to be Cesaro. The interview they did with Cesaro was with him and Jack Swagger, and Cesaro didn't say anything. It was all Zeb that was talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that's kind of doesn't make sense. The 2 that stuck out to me the most were Wade Barrett, who I think is going to win.
Wade Barrett needs another shot. He needs another shot, man.
And I think it's too soon for Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose cut a hell of a promo on that backstage Fallout thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a good shot, but I don't think he's ready yet. I think that's why I think it's going to be Wade Barrett. So I'm going with Wade Barrett on that one.
Okay. What about you, Wayman?
For the World Heavyweight title, I don't know. I can see Ambrose. I can see possibly Barrett. I hope it's Cesaro, just from the fact that I feel like Swagger is like just there. Like, I know they were sort of reforming that militia thing, but like I don't see why that Swagger is getting as much buzz. I think as someone like Cesaro is. I think Cesaro can absolutely take it, and possibly Fandango. That makes sort of sense. But I just don't know. It's really going to be up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about you, Mike?
This one is tough to call because I'd say, with the exception of Swagger, anyone in that match can win it. and I'd actually be okay with anyone besides Swagger winning it. But I think, God, for some reason, I'm thinking Cody Rhodes. I don't know why. I think Cody is going to use this to catapult into a face turn somehow. Like, I in my mind, I envision like a Cody and Dolph feud with AJ and Caitlyn involved. I don't know why.
It's weird.
I don't know why.
Is that premonition or something?
Yes.
I can't see Fandango. I can't see them doing Swagger with the recent goings on. Wow, Cody could be a hell of a dark horse, Mike. I mean, that would be like, is this they gave him that? I mean, you can't knock Cody for anything, but you don't suspect him,
Doesn't Cody have the seniority in that match too, technically?
Pretty much.
He said in his promo he's been in WWE for 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the seniority in that.
He could be the guy, and the thing is, he's, and there's been a lot of interviews lately about him not being in the main events. Like, I've noticed them, like, on some of the other sites and stuff he's been saying. So, I don't know, is that a precursor to something, do you think? Obviously you do. Wow, you got me intrigued on that. I think, on the other hand, I could see, like, he could just break out from that. Wade Barrett, I don't know what he's got. I think he does deserve another shot. He did get the Nexus, obligatory one. Ambrose, if they're going to ride the Ambrose train, that's going to be amazing. And hopefully it's not too early. Unless they do a quickie thing like they did with Dolph Ziggler that first time around. Unless they really think, like, he's that damn good right out of the gate. I really think if you get a Cody, you get a Cesaro, you get a Barrett, they got to really do a quick turnaround and kind of like skyrocket from there. They need to have a mic drop moment, really.
You know who I would have liked to see in the match instead of where he is? Curtis Axel.
Okay.
Because I think someone aligned with Paul Heyman and that briefcase being involved,
yes,
would be amazing.
Yes, but I couldn't see him getting the belt necessarily.
Oh no, I wouldn't see him getting the belt either. But that would elevate his character so much.
What if Cody gets it? They're talking about the Cody Sandow kind of configuration here in the chat room. It gets me thinking, what if Cody does it and Sandow becomes like a glorified manager for him?
I would not mind that whatsoever.
I would not mind that whatsoever.
Not that Damian Sandow is any bad at wrestling.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's still his friend. He still wrestles with him when they need to do a tag match. Maybe he steps in and wrestles the guy that he wants to, trying to take him out a little bit in advance, a little bit ducking and weaving there. But he's still like the supporter. They're still the tandem.
As long as they remain friends.
Flair and Hennig with the executive consultant.
Oh, that would be amazing. He is like a Mr. Perfect meets the genius kind of thing, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
It just fits so well. And I think there could be a really cool new dynamic they do with that if they did go down that way. And either way, if Sandow gets it, I think Sandow is a little too much of a character to do a World Heavyweight Championship thing, though. A little weird. But yeah. Again, I got to keep going back to I don't think of the World Heavyweight Championship anymore as anything other than the way the Intercontinental title used to be. Right?
Pretty much.
It's the secondary, right? Granted, we do have the other two belts, and they're like, that's the third string, That's a TV title to the, Intercontinental title as the world title. That's kind of how I say about it when we say, oh, the world title should be getting so much more play. No, it's not. It's not the one with the logo on the front of it. That should tell you.
Well, it does get the play on SmackDown.
It does. It has something on SmackDown that gives SmackDown something. But it's the B show. It's the B show. It's the B belt. That's fine. And I love SmackDown. I'm not throwing down. It kind of. I think it's funny when we have a special appearance by CM Punk. Because I think that kind of shows. Yeah, you're the B show.
Yeah.
I mean, very clearly.
I saw that more as CM Punk, because the brand split is still in effect.
Ish.
To a degree.
Ish.
Yeah, but to a degree, and CM Punk is a Raw guy. That's why it's a special appearance.
there's a lot of awesome that can come from this match. There really is. There really
All right.
is.
Also, one other thing I don't want to see: the winner of Ryback Jericho getting in that ladder match.
Yeah.
You know what I do want to see?
I can
I
see
want
them
to see
doing it.
Jericho in there.
You know what I do want to see? I want to see Vicky as, Ryback's her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I know we've been pretty hard on Ryback lately, but doesn't that kind of make sense, guys?
They could both chant "Feed me more." Get it? Fat
He didn't-
jokes.
God.
Even
didn't
just like
stop giving her-
awkwardly, she's just like,
Stop giving Jerry Lawler material. God damn it.
He didn't assist her in her box carrying duties last
yeah,
time.
that was a little weird. Not very gentlemanly, but the hug, that's interesting. But I mean, I just think, yeah, do the boyfriend thing with him again, or something, you know, or just do something, right? Is there anything we want to do more Money in the Bank before we get into the Maddox era of Raw?
Well, first we have to talk about TNA.
No, we don't.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Don't.
No, we do. Because
No, we
they
don't.
fucked up.
Oh, they fucked
They
up.
fucked up.
Explain to me what's going on. Again, I think a lot of our audience is not watching TNA. I think a lot of our crew here on the show is not
Nope.
watching TNA.
That's
so
fine.
you do
They
have to.
shouldn't
No, I'm
be.
just saying you have to explain what precisely is going on.
They should. All right. Last week, 2 weeks ago, TNA did something that was controversial but interesting. They had Austin Aries take out Suicide and win the X Division title from Chris Sabin.
Yes.
And Austin Aries last 2 weeks ago revealed himself that he was the one who stole the mask. They revealed T.J. Perkins, all that stuff. You know, whatever. Read about it on the internet. And Austin Aries versus Bully Ray is a viable world title match for Destination X, the Impact that they're doing in 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's fine. Last week, not only did they force T.J. Perkins to go back under a mask, they gave him a new name called Manic with a K. I'm pretty sure it spells killer backwards. I'm not positive.
That's
And,
such an old joke.
Yeah. And Austin Aries dropped the title to Chris Sabin again. And although it was a good match, it is shitty storytelling because no one in their right minds, in their wrong minds, in their second minds, no one thinks that Chris Sabin is going to defeat Bully Ray. So, at Destination X, Chris Sabin is just going to be giving up the X Division title, basically losing it again, to lose to Bully Ray.
Which is the thing. Which is the storyline of what we're doing with Destination X now. So, I mean, that's a weird back and forth. It sounds like somebody doesn't entirely know what they want to do.
TNA is
with the
dumb, the sky is blue.
Yeah.
But what they should have done, what they should have done is Hulk Hogan was pissed off at Austin Aries that Austin, took out Suicide and all that stuff. That's fine. But Hogan should have said to Austin Aries, Austin Aries, fine. You won the match. You get a chance to go against Bully Ray if you want.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you go after Bully Ray, you not only forfeit the X Division title, you forfeit your spot in the Bound for Glory tournament.
Yeah.
Then you could have thrown someone else in there, like a Chris Sabin or a Kenny King or Abyss, to really fuck up things, just to make the Bound for Glory series a little bit more interesting.
And just because you named two of these concepts, at least in your explanation of what's going on, isn't it interesting that we have TNA looking at things like the women's tag team title and the TV titles and dropping those because we decided, hey, we have too many concepts going on, and listed stuff like Open Fight Night, Gut Check Challenge, Bound for Glory series and everything. It's rather convoluted, guys.
Yeah, they did a whole thing about Abyss coming back.
Yeah.
He won the TV title, and now they're scrapping it.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point of bringing Abyss back?
There's a lot. This is exactly why we had a lot of comparisons on the Facebook group about what TNA amounts to, whether it be a cell phone technology company or other items. Which, you know.
TNA is Zune.
Oh, wow. You should put that one in there if it's not there already.
It's Zune. It has some good concept. It's ultimately flawed, and no one buys it.
Well, let's talk about this, because this is kind of the word. I know they were talking. The guys over on CSR were talking about this last week when we were shooting. But what do you guys think about Sting coming back to WWE, or coming to WWE? What? Oh, there he is. There he is.
Seriously.
No?
What the fuck? Why would anyone even insinuate that comment?
This has been the talk. I mean, I've seen no less
Fuck
than...
that talk!
I've seen no less than like 3 articles and videos from the people that we work with over CSR. This is apparently the talk of the town,
All right.
man.
As I just said in the chat room, Sting from the Police will be in WWE quicker than Steve Gordon.
And have more impact, right?
Sting hasn't been on the talk of the town since 1998.
You gotta think, yeah, I think that's the thing. Just like people are like, oh my god, where's RVD been this whole time, right? They don't know TNA exists. Am I right?
No. RVD would even respond to people who would ask him, why aren't you wrestling anymore? He said, I'm in Impact Wrestling. It airs weekly.
Exactly right. So I mean, I think you do have a problem, because I think the majority, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not thinking about the crowd the way I should be. But I really feel like the diehards. I think it's too late for Sting. I think you don't have an impact if he shows up now.
No,
you know,
Sting,
I mean, as good as WWE is at building and telling a story, I mean, and they will, and I know they will, but they have to sit there and explain who Sting is, explain why he's so important, show, you know, the best of Sting. They almost need to show a best of Sting on the 3-hour Monday Night Raw before he comes back for anybody to give a shit. Okay, that's what I feel like needs to happen, because nobody's giving a crap about whatever he did in TNA for the last 8 years, whatever. It's off the radar of the people you would be. You're not going to get as big a splash out of WrestleMania. You're not going to get buys out of WrestleMania. You're not going to get a single splash of buys out of WrestleMania with Sting versus Undertaker.
That's a lie.
You think so?
That's a lie.
You tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me.
All right. Sting is a big enough name where people know who he is.
Guy from the Police.
They don't know where he's been, because TNA is not a big enough name. But WWE has made enough references to Sting over the years. People who have been in the ring have mentioned Sting before. Like Ric Flair has mentioned Sting. Shawn Michaels has mentioned Sting. You only need Sting for literally about 25 minutes in the ring. That's all you need him for. All you do is you build up. Sting was the foundation of WCW. Undertaker was the foundation of WWE. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Undertaker's never been in WCW. Sting has never been in WWE.
That's a lie.
The character of Sting and the Undertaker.
Yeah, but Husky Harris and Bray Wyatt, am I right?
Yep, exactly.
Fuck your mother, Eamon.
Yeah, well,
anyway, but it's the easiest build in the world.
Yeah.
You don't even need Sting to show up.
As sad as Mike
WrestleMania.
Right.
Bring in Vampiro dressed as Sting.
Sorg, the reason that Sting and Taker would get buys is because wrestling fans are dumb and they would buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be a good match.
I don't think it's them being dumb. At no point am I railing on the smartness or the dumbness of the average wrestling fan with this. You know, I'm just kind of trying to be realistic with it and the attention span, you know, of the mass audience. Okay,
if we're trying to be realistic with it, it shouldn't be happening.
No, I think it needs to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I still think for Sting's career to be legitimate, like Hall of Fame, legend, icon, whatever you want to call him, he needs to be at a WrestleMania.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's just how I feel, personally.
No.
He disagrees.
For Sting's career to be legitimate, he shouldn't have been wrestling 10 years past the company that he made famous.
Yeah.
That's how you make a fucking person's career legitimate.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I don't know. You know, we know the Bret Hart thing didn't have as much impact as it could have. because they waited
Exactly.
so long.
Because there's no fucking point to it.
Yeah, and it fell flat, and there was a lot of mistakes. Let's be honest.
If Bret Hart could actually move and didn't suffer like 30,000 strokes,
Oh, you're just gonna blame the
motivated him.
strokes. You just blame the strokes. Okay, I get it.
What's the band
No,
have to do
no.
with this?
If Bret Hart could actually wrestle
Yeah.
and work a match, that would have had the impact.
Mhm.
Hey, Chachi
got-
news people,
he
great
couldn't
wrestlers
walk.
can't be great wrestlers forever.
He got his arm caught in a car.
Yeah, just look at any ECW reunion show.
Yeah,
but
great wrestlers.
But those guys
ECW
aren't
doesn't
working
really
out constantly. Sting is still in pretty good shape and
Yeah.
can pull out good matches when he has to.
Mm-hmm.
The
What
match
the
against Bully
fuck are
Ray
you
was good.
smoking? What
The
the?
match against Bully Ray was very good. The
It was
match he
hot.
had against Matt
It was
Morgan
hot garbage.
was very good.
Ugh.
It's all that yoga and
shut
tantric
up,
sex he's
Indie
doing.
Mark.
Yoga and
It's not a
tantric
maybe.
shacks. Oh man. Well, let's go back to let's go around to something cool and new, guys. None of this old face paint crap, you know.
Baby Battle Royal.
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah, actually, I wasn't gonna go with that, but no, yes, Baby Battle Royal, it's happening. Okay, everybody, look forward to Baby Hell in a Cell, Baby TLC, Baby Royal Rumble, Baby Elimination Crypt. It's all coming
Brad
soon
Maddox versus
because
Brad Maddox with special guest referee Brad Maddox, special timekeeper Brad Maddox, special announcer Brad Maddox, and Brad Maddox in color commentary.
I love Brad
Too
Maddox
too
so
far.
much.
wow.
No, he actually booked that
Yeah, I think he did at one point.
in a
didn't he?
segment. I'm not making that up. He made that up.
As shitty as a wrestler he might be, that has the right left on his left or kick on his foot.
Kick
He
punch.
is a fantastic character. I love it. And I love that they put him in this position. Good
I love
for
it
you,
so
Brad
much.
Maddox, whatever your real name may be.
It better be Brad Maddox.
It might be Brad Maddox. I don't know. I know it's probably not Briar Wellington. But
Beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington. I'm sorry.
And Riz said,
Beef Wellington.
Riz says baby in the bank.
Baby in the Bank match. Exactly.
Baby in the bank.
I hope they poked a hole in that briefcase. So, yeah, I can't. I'm like, what else? What more do you need to say? I mean, if you've entered, I mean, I think there's some people who'd be like, oh god, this guy's a moron. What the hell? What's going on here?
People don't know what good character work is.
There's definitely. I think there's definitely a taste for this kind of character. You know, you have to like be a person that's like, okay, I get that. You know, and I think that's speaking more to maybe guys like us that kind of get that, or watch The Office or something like that. Or like, okay, I see what's happening here. You know, I think he brings the awkwardness that many of us enjoyed with John Laurinaitis,
Yes.
but smarter. The awkwardness is on a different Steve Carell kind of level.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously,
The
the
only
character
thing-
work
the
of
only
John
thing that
Laurinaitis
worries
was
me-
amazing because he was an actual character, and he was quirky. Something about him was quirky. People misinterpreted that as him being boring
Mm-hmm.
when he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, and he has to, like, and I know not everybody does here, but if you listen to his commentary on NXT, you get to sample him a bit more than you do in WWE right now, or on the WWE app when he pops up. It's just great random stuff, and this guy, I think this guy is sharp as a tack when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know, yet makes it look like he's dull as a board. You know, I mean, I think it's great, and I look forward to great things from that.
The only thing that worries me is that they're going to keep going with the McMahons and Triple H.
That's true. What's that, Bobby?
Because that needs to end. That needs to end. It needs to die a horrible, slow, agonizing death.
Bobby, you were saying?
He was on Slam a couple times doing commentary too, I think.
He
and
was.
He was enjoyable.
He was.
He did main event, too.
He was, and he did main event. Yep, he's been popping around. So, and they stuck him on Raw a couple times too. So I think it's good. I just hope they use him like a little bit more than we saw Vicky, because you like a lot of times kind of forgot Vicky was around. You know,
Yeah. Which is
so
why
he's
they made,
Go ahead, Amy.
okay. Which is what made the segment so pointless and so agonizing.
Yeah.
Was that Vicky hasn't done anything
yeah,
to deserve a
So-
performance review.
It's weird because when Vicky is Raw GM, you can't bring her out in front of live crowds because there is so much nuclear heat for Vicky.
Yeah.
You can't get through a segment with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
'Cause they're
And
conditioned-
while the heat is a good thing, because it's not X-Pac heat, it's not we hate you heat. It's like we hate you heat. It's the good kind of heat.
Yeah.
You can't do a segment. That's why she'd be better served as like Ryback's man.
That's true. It was hard for her to come out and announce a match. I mean, I think that kind of makes sense why she announced the Money in Bank match in a backstage promo. And so, oh wait, no, am I thinking that was Teddy Long? I'm sorry, that was Teddy Long.
She was on the stage.
That was Teddy Long.
Yeah.
No, they brought out Stephanie to do it on Raw. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh,
confusing
that's
them.
right. Yeah.
But
Fucking Stephanie McMahon.
yeah, let's see what they do with this. And yeah, Vicky's, as we mentioned before, I think best served to throw with it. And there was, I think, Leg Kick was in there saying, oh, they can't do the boyfriend thing again. But that's kind of her thing, it doesn't have to be this is my new boyfriend, She's done that a couple times. She's done it with Edge. She's done it with Ziggler, right? And she's done it with anybody else.
Because that's the only. Well, because that's the only.
Oh
thing
yeah,
that WWE
who's that guy?
female-
Who's that guy? That Oh, why am I blanking on this? The Know Nothing guy. That Oh God, I'm going to the Googles.
Oh, you're talking about the Hispanic one.
Yes. I'm trying to think of his name.
I'm trying to remember
I
too.
can't even remember his name.
It's with
No,
him for
yeah.
It was,
he was
hold on.
like around for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't.
But that's the
believe-
thing.
Like Jesus or something? No.
WWE doesn't.
Eric
WWE doesn't-
Escobar.
Oh, that's
Eric
right.
Escobar. Wow.
WWE though doesn't allow females who manage people to be anything but girlfriends because it doesn't make any sense.
That may
Name
be
one
how she
female
gets-
manager that wasn't somewhat a girlfriend.
That may be how
Vicky
she gets
Guerrero.
back into her power situation too, though.
Yeah.
No, Vicky Guerrero has dated everyone she's managed.
She
Yeah,
managed
she
Play
has.
Cool. I don't think she was banging either one
Well,
of them.
But she'll if she
Wow.
goes with Ryback, she'll use Ryback.
She also
used
managed
Edge.
Chavo.
like
I'm
she
pretty
used
sure she
Dolph.
wasn't banging him.
And here's the other thing, because most of the times when she does the my boyfriend thing, it's she's the person in power and helps getting them over, right? Have we seen much of her not the person in power doing that, except for maybe when she first started, right? So, I mean, that could be interesting. I think we need to move on here, though, and talk about the real big story for the week is the debut of the Wyatt family. Wait, first of all,
Oh, the buzzards.
Eamon, you and I were the only two here at the moment that have witnessed them on NXT to great length. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I believe so.
let's first talk to the virgin eyes that laid on them. That was a weird way to put that. I apologize for
No,
Mike
it's
and
perfect
Bobby. Leading into the segments, and we saw them come down with the light and the music, and he sits down while they beat up Kane. Bobby, first, what did you think of the Wyatt's introduction?
I loved the lantern.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a nice touch. The creepy sheep mask, it was just awesome. And how he sat in the thing, and then they cut the music off perfectly, and then turn on the lights, and they're in the ring like that. It was awesome. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a great debut for them. Like everybody said that the crowd was chanting Husky Harris, but they'll get over it. I think it's a good enough gimmick that everybody will just, hopefully forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think the characters will carry themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What about you, Mike?
I haven't seen an entrance that was that original since the Brood.
Wow.
I'm being very, very serious with that. It was because last week I was at home at my folks' place upstate,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching Raw, and my mother doesn't give a shit about wrestling. Doesn't care. But there was the Wyatt family promo. I paused it. And I'm like, I told her, I'm like, Mom, just watch this. It's a wrestling thing. Just give me your thoughts on it. Just because I wanted to see what someone completely doesn't give a shit about wrestling, doesn't know anything about it, thought about it. And she said it was creepy as hell, and she loves horror movies, and she really enjoyed it. It works on every level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Kane was the right person.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but go after the big
don't know
dog
that
in the ring.
because if they're injuring him right away, it doesn't lead to anything. I think it should have just been like the Brood, for a while where they just beat up people and did random bloodbaths. Not like they just should have They should have had like a Zack Ryder versus Sin Cara match. And just have the Wyatts destroy them.
Who's to say that it's going to be an ongoing thing with Kane? It seems like he's kind of gotten taken out. Biggest dog in the yard, right? Who's going to step up to him after this? You know?
Exactly.
So I think after this, you have them just wreak havoc over whoever they face. Nothing in a grand scale like the Shield did. But, you know, maybe they just rip apart tag teams. Maybe they just show up and beat up some other people that are other considered big dogs or long-time guys. Maybe next week they come out and beat up Randy Orton. I don't know. Who else is due for vacation? Khali, yeah. I think they come
as well.
And I got to say, did anybody notice, these guys are just as big as freaking Kane.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was great to see, you know, Brody Lee and the other guy, whatever they're called now.
Eric Rowan.
What's that?
Eric Rowan is the dude with the lamb mask.
Yes. I think that's perfect. It's great for them to be tied up with Bray Wyatt and this whole concept. It's unique. I think for the most part, I think everybody's pretty happy with them showing up. I mean, you guys. Now, what about
spectacular?
What about you, Eamon? You always say it's kind of spectacular. Do you feel like you have more interest in this because you saw them before? Is it equaling what you think you saw in NXT?
I think it's equally interesting for those that have not watched NXT and for those that have, just because of the character and because of the character work and the little aspects they put into it. I definitely understand it a bit more. And I'm not saying that to sound smart or anything. I'm just saying I know sort of the subtleties about him a bit more and what the character is all about. Like, for example, I know the fact that, you know, when he was a child, he killed his father by burning him alive in his shrimp boat and he went to jail. Because he said that in a promo in FCW.
That I didn't pick up on.
Wow, that is
They might
that's the thing.
They might not do that around the kids on Monday Night Raw. Just saying.
He portrayed it in a way that he didn't just blatantly say, "I killed my father."
Yeah.
But
and I loved, and something that, you know, again, I think there's certain things that we're not going to see on Raw that they did there. Like, I don't think he's going to go around calling himself the World Eater like he had been in recent months.
I don't know.
I kind of hope so. I mean, And I think you are only going to see them on Raw after 10 o'clock. Definitely not on Saturday Slam if that comes back for season 2. Just saying.
And can I note about the Hussey Harris chants? I did over-exaggerate a bit. I don't think it ruined the gimmick.
No.
It's just people said stuff.
Yeah.
The gimmick's going to carry itself because of how awesome it is. I still think it's really dumb and stupid, but I don't think it's ruining it.
Apparently it was also immediately drowned out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
They did a good job covering it.
And I know Mike quoted a Brandon Stroud quote before. I'm going to quote this one. He mentioned in the column this week, "I got more enjoyment out of waiting for Santa Claus than telling other people that he didn't exist." So, take that, WWE fans.
That was pretty good. And there's actually one, I think this is Matt Carlins that was tweeting this earlier to the Mayhem account about the the smart fans ruining it for everybody else there last night. And I said, no, I think those are the smart ass fans, not the smart fans. You know,
no, you can't lump those two in.
No.
The smart fans want to be entertained.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people that call them smart fans, and they're just jackasses about everything. I think, Eamon, we were talking about a similar concept with people that work in the business last night. But yeah, I mean, there's just some people are going to be assholes. You know, there's people that want to be the heel section. Remember, like 10 years ago, it was cool to be the heel section and chant for all the heels all night at an indie show, right? Which kind of ruins kind of the vibe a little bit, right?
The thing is, then again, there's a fine line.
I know it is, and some heels become cool enough you want to cheer for them, right? I mean, there's a lot of people buying big league John McChesney shirts at IWC shows, and he's like the biggest heel they have. Right.
There's a way you can.
I was also thinking, there's a fine line for crowds.
Yes.
Because the Raw after WrestleMania crowd, no one really shits on that crowd, even though, trust me, I was in that place. There were a lot of very similar things happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a time and a feel, because if Randy Orton versus Sheamus wasn't the most boring thing on that Raw. And it was actually something interesting. People tuned out like they did.
Yeah.
The internet was shit all over it. But it's like you have to know when to chant those things and when not to.
Hey, I want to touch on his comment here. He says, it's true, but I feel when you're at a show, you kind of have an obligation to play along. I think you do to a certain point, you know.
But I don't think
I
fans
didn't have to sit there and believe the entire thing where Del Rio hit Santa with the car. I could have just been like, well, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But that's not what I'm there for. I'm there to buy into it. I'm like, okay, this is great. This is entertaining. A 34 massacre on 34th Street match. Hell yeah, can't wait, right?
That was the best match of all of last year.
It was. I'm
sorry.
fantastic.
I'm sorry to whoever said that, but this is me. This is what I think.
I'm sorry. That was Matt. That was Matt in the chat room.
Matt, fans don't really have an obligation to do anything.
No,
they are not parts of a show. They don't have an obligation.
I think you have an obligation to react genuinely.
Yeah. You should react to what's happening, and if it's happening to a face and you're going to talk shit to a face, that's fine. But you don't do it for the intention of just to, make them trip up and, and ruin the story.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the difference.
I think that is the line. I think that is the, hey, I know this. Yeah, again, that Santa Claus comment from later, right? We're here to play along. We bought a ticket to play along. We didn't buy a ticket to ruin it for everybody else.
There's a difference in,
to tell the little 5-year-old beside you that you saw, John Cena and Mark Henry hanging out backstage together or something like that,
Yeah.
And
hey, this guy used to be in the Nexus and he was sort of dumb.
Yeah. Even that, that's Wikipedia, man. It's not hard to cover that stuff up. But when they show up with the new name, it's not like it's not the first time that's happened, right?
Well, yeah, but it's also weird. Like I forget. I read 2 articles this week. I forget where I read this, but if they debuted the Wyatt family on SmackDown and had the Wyatts on there for a little bit, and then brought them over to Raw, it might have had less of an impact because Damian Sandow didn't get those kind of chants. Fandango didn't get Johnny Curtis chants. There have been characters who have kind of transcended their past gimmicks.
Exactly.
But Bray Wyatt is unfortunate that Husky Harris is the perfect number of syllables to chant.
I think you're right with
because no one is going to chant Michael McGillicuddy. No one is going to chant that.
Well, he is very fortunate. All right, I'm Matt. We gotta get out of here, guys. Let's wrap it up with what did you learn from wrestling this week or life that having to happen to do with wrestling, whatever that may be. Bobby, do you have anything?
I learned that Vladimir Kozlov needs to be taught how to learn Twitter. He sent on a picture this week, and he hashtagged it with hashtag WWE, which he's no longer in, hashtag Miami, hashtag Russia, hashtag the gym, hashtag chicken crap. And he had a picture of himself in a convertible, and it had nothing to do with any of the hashtags.
I still think that's doing Twitter absolutely fine.
No, it's doing it completely right.
It was get Yoshitatsu to teach you.
His name on
he does
Twitter
all right.
is still WWE Kozlov.
Yeah, exactly, and he's no longer in the WWE. So.
Yep. Yeah. What about you, Eamon?
I learned from wrestling this week that sometimes wrestling can be sad, wrestling can be trying, it can be difficult to watch, and it can be it could take a lot out of you. But sometimes wrestling can be pretty amazing, and that's sort of how I felt after this weekend. So yeah,
Eamon, you totally missed the best closing you could have had there. Wrestling can be inspired.
Hey, I gotta span out those puns, okay?
Man, I got this vision of you doing this segment where you're sitting on a stool and there's a light from above down on you, and you talk about what you learned in wrestling this week, and it ends in, and that's why wrestling was inspiring this week.
Yeah, I'm changing the segment. Yeah, because it's gonna be the rest.
It's all about cross promotion, sir. Bad Mike, what'd you learn?
Always be closing. I learned
Always be
two
closing.
things.
Did you
I
watch
learned two
Glengarry
things.
Glenn Ross this week too?
What?
No? Okay,
No.
move on.
I watched Glenn Glenn Close.
I learned that Matt Morgan is going to have to return the robe to Hulk Hogan
Aw.
because he is no longer in TNA.
Aw, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Good, WWE
And I-
Iron back.
And I also
the
learned
Beast.
that when AJ and Dolph Ziggler break up, which will be soon, I'm going to have all the feels. And it's going to be very sad.
All right.
Sorg, what did you learn?
What did I learn? I learned, I was really worried last night when I saw those promos. I'm like, oh, they're gonna not show up. I learned wow, I'm just still speechless about that. I'm sorry. That's not a good learn. No, I learned that I think we saw a really good example of a test that happened on NXT and grew on NXT and got to springboard onto Raw. We've been talking a lot about how NXT, we think, they're just testing, who cares, and they're going to repackage them and throw them on Raw, right? And yes, that's going to be the case in some cases, but I think the Wyatts are a perfect example of a concept that really got to flesh themselves out and prove themselves there, maybe on a little bit less of a rope than you would be if you're on WWE television, right? Or like the old ECW or something like that, right? And people got to flourish before they get to flourish, and I think that's what makes that whole concept really exciting right now. I think that's the smartest thing they could do is what they've done with NXT over the last couple of years. So, and it's great too. It's just like the Game of Thrones. If you read the Red Wedding, sorry, Bobby, spoilers. And
I'm fine. I'm caught up.
waiting around for all your friends who are just watching the TV show to finally catch up and catch their reactions. I think Eamon can agree with me. It's really great to see you guys saying, "Oh crap, this is what you guys were talking about," and seeing.
Sheep outnumber the wolves.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard me.
So
The Wyatts in their regards, Sorg.
from the chat room, Leg Kick TKO also learned that I should run. Matt Collins learned wrestling can still be weird, uncomfortable, and awesome all at the same time. Wheels learned that Devon said, Logan Shiloh, I can see you at WrestleMania or Bound for Glory in a few years. Let's hope the former rather than the latter, guys. Wrestling Revolution learned that Kenta and Takayama would like to go to WWE shows. Riz learned that the reporter found out what the Wyatt family means by "we're coming," hashtag butt sex, hashtag open wide, hashtag squeal like a pig. Wow.
Hey, you know what? It's consensual if the lamb's pushed back from a cliff. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, it's been the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Check out WrestlingMayhemShow.com, iTunes, Stitcher, Blip TV, Roku, and YouTube. Like us, share us with your friends. Comment on us. Let us know you're out there and help expand the Mayhem Nation. Drop us a line to
Good time.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-226-WMAN0. It's late. Email us, call us, let us know any comments, anything you want. Even just to say, hi guys, what's up? I enjoy the show. Love to hear it.
Hi.
Again, we want to know who's out there listening. Join us on @Mayhem Show on Twitter, the great Facebook group, Wrestling Mayhem Show on Facebook, as well as just a Facebook page like that as well for all the updates, if that's how you like to get your social media done. Google Plus as well. We like to send all the comments over there. Mike's dancing. Mike's doing the go home dance because he's got the app. He's got the WMS Gold, $1.99 on your iOS App Store and Amazon Android App Store. He's got it. He's checking it out. He's checking the gold. And with that, guys, thank you very much. Live.sorgatronmedia.com, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join us streaming on it through Justin TV. A lot of guys joining us there. But that's where our chat room lives, where we do a lot of conversing and a lot of animated GIFs apparently tonight. So go join us there.
Ladies.
With that,
And if
what's up,
ladies
Bobby?
get offended,
Yes.
then give some
I learned one more thing.
What?
I think we should give Chachi another round of applause for his
Yes,
wonderful
it's
service to the
Chachi,
Mayhem
and
Show.
now-
No.
Chachi, we wish
Well
you
done,
best in your
sir.
best in your further endeavors. Thank you for the Mayhem Show. We are out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait.